Hey, Motorman here. If you're not familiar with this channel, you just wandered here by some, I don't know, strange twist of fate. I'm a motor officer instructor, now retired. I've been teaching the police motor officer techniques to you, the average rider, for 26 years. I'm the first guy who ever did that, and I'm also the maker of the Ride Like a Pro video, the biggest selling motorcycle instructional video in the world. It tells you step by step how to master these 3 techniques. It's not brain surgery, it's not rocket science, it's just 3 techniques. Anybody can do it. If you've been on the channel before, you see tiny little women handling 800-pound motorcycle like a toy. But anyway, what I have here is this VTX 1300. And the reason I got this bike is a lot of people come from out of town and they want to take my class. So I have 3 bikes available. I have a Harley Electric Glide, I have this one that I just purchased, and a Sportster. The reason I got this bike instead of a Harley is because, well, it's a lot cheaper. It's 20 years old, it's got only 15,000 miles, it's like brand new, and I paid $3,200 for it. If I wanted to get a Harley, even 20-year-old Harley with low mileage, it's 8 or 9 grand. So this bike is very similar in size to a Heritage or even a Road King, and I want to test its maneuverability for my students before I put a student on it. So generally, any Harley Davidson will turn in less than 18 feet. And most parking lots, between the parking spaces, you got 9 feet, so 2 of them is 18 feet. Let's see how well this bike will do. And the easiest way to figure it out, regardless of what bike you have, to find out how maneuverable your motorcycle is to come to a parking lot and you want to just duck walk the bike around while it's straight up and see how many feet it takes you. These are a great guide because I already know it's 18 feet. So let's give it a try. And you know, if we lean the bike over, we could probably knock an extra couple of feet off of its turning radius, and I'm going to show you that as well. This is a very easy thing to do. You want to put your bike right on that white line, turn it full lock, make sure to keep it straight up, and just start turning the motorcycle. As you can see here, I'm starting to go over that white line, so right now we're at about 18.6, and that's probably about 19.5, maybe 20 feet. That's with the bike straight up. Now when you lean the bike over, as you're going to see, you could knock 1.5 to 2 feet off that turning radius. Shows you right there, that's right about 18 feet. Now this is the first time I've tried it on this motorcycle. I'm thinking with a little bit more practice I could probably get it down to just inside that white line. The quicker you turn your head and eyes, the tighter the turn is going to be. Once you get pretty good at the U-turns, and you can see that, yeah, you can turn the bike in about 18 feet, you want to start working on some figure 8s. And you want to do that figure 8 within 2 parking spaces wide by 2 parking spaces long. That would be 18 by 36. As you can see, I went a little bit long here, but I've never tried it on this bike before, and it takes me a little bit of practice as well. Where that arrow is pointing shows you the crossover point. Every time I turn my head, I find that crossover point. That's the only thing I want to pay attention to, is that crossover point, and I want to hit it every single time. Pretty easy to do if you turn your head and eyes quickly, and you got to turn them quickly to do 18 by 36 feet. This will work on any motorcycle. All right, so we've discovered that with the bike straight up, probably 19.5, maybe 20 feet. When you lean the bike over, it'll make 18 feet, just barely. I mean, I'm at full lock doing it, and I'm right on the floorboards, but it will do it. And I know a lot of people say, well, I never have to do a figure 8 out on the road. Figure 8 is just an exercise to improve all 3 of those techniques at one time: head and eyes, friction zone, little pressure on the rear brake. It builds overall strength in your riding. The most important technique is the proper use of your head and eyes, knowing where to look and when to look there. If you don't know that, when that car pulls out in front of you, you are in deep trouble, and that's not the time to find out how well you can maneuver your motorcycle. Or maybe you're in Sturgis and there's a bunch of buffaloes in the way, and now you got to maneuver around them. Oh, I'm going to show you a little bit of that. But so this is out in Sturgis. This rider's just waiting to be hit by the buffalo because he's afraid to maneuver his motorcycle. So he gets hit. It's a terrible situation to be in. Now we have a professional foot dragger here, but foot dragging's not helping him very much. He should have his foot up there on the floorboards and be ready to get out of the way. Now granted, this is not going to happen very often unless you're out west, but cars pulling out in front of you, avoiding potholes, You got to know how to maneuver that motorcycle, and the better you are at it, the better chance you have of avoiding a crash. Don't be this guy. But thanks for watching. Please subscribe and get yourself a copy of my Ride Like a Pro experience video, available on DVD, download, or even thumb drive. It's going to save your life. It's going to make riding so much more enjoyable when you actually know what the hell you're doing. Thanks for watching.